Martha Stewart, Insider Trading, by Aaron Abulafia, Melissa Eastman, and Casey McWilliams. In 2003, the world was shocked by the SEC securities fraud charges made against the otherwise clean and prudent Martha Stewart and her former stockbroker Peter Bokanovic. The complaint alleged that Stewart committed illegal insider trading when she sold stock in a biopharmaceutical company, ImClone Systems Inc., on December 27, 2001. What is insider trading? Insider trading is defined as the buying or selling of a company's securities based upon information about the company that has not been made public so far. This type of trading gives insiders an unfair advantage over others who are buying or selling the security but who do not have access to such privileged knowledge. Insider trading is illegal in most countries as it deprives security markets of fair and even playing field. Who are insiders? Insiders are the company's majority shareholders, directors, management, lawyers, accountants, and others who have a fiduciary relationship to the organization. Many times, these people are privy to information that is not always available to the general public, and they are legally expected not to abuse this power to either profit or avoid losses.
The U.S. versus Martha Stewart and Peter Bokanovic. On December 27, 2001, Martha Stewart sold all 3,928 shares of her ImClone Systems stock. At the time, ImClone had been anxiously awaiting the FDA approval of one of its key products, a cancer treatment drug called Erbitux. On December 28, 2001, the day after Stewart had sold her shares, ImClone announced that the FDA had rejected its Erbitux application for filing. By the close of the next trading day, Monday, December 31, 2001, ImClone stock price had dropped 16% to $46 per share. It was determined that in selling, Stewart had avoided $45,673 in losses. On June 4, 2003, the SEC filed securities fraud charges against Stewart and Bokanovic. In a separate action, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York also criminally charged both with falsifying their statements about ImClone tradings. At the time, Bokanovic had been a broker with Merrill Lynch. One of his other clients happened to be ImClone CEO Samuel Waxel and his daughter, who had just learned about the FDA was about to reject their filing. Although client confidentiality forbids such a thing, when Bokanovic learned that the Waxels wished to sell all of their ImClone stock they held at Merrill Lynch, he subsequently instructed his assistant to let Stewart know. Upon hearing this, Stewart promptly sold all of her shares of ImClone stock. When investigators from the SEC questioned Stewart and Bokanovic, they both claimed that they had an existing agreement to sell her ImClone shares if the price fell below $60 per share, although there was no evidence proving this to be true. Sealing their fate was Stewart's assistant, who claimed that Stewart had erased her messages that stated, quote, "Peter Bokanovic thinks ImClone is going to start trading downward," end quote. Although Stewart was able to get the securities fraud charges dropped, she was still found guilty on obstructing justice, conspiracy, and making false statements which dealt with and were material to an SEC investigation. As a result, Stewart served 5 months in prison, was forced to renounce her position within the company, and paid hefty fines.
Ethics and law. Despite convictions, Martha Stewart continues to maintain her innocence. In an interview with Barbara Walters after being sentenced, she was quoted as saying, "I didn't cheat the little people. We're all little people. I didn't cheat anybody out of anything." Although never formally charged, just looking at the basic definition of insider trading, Stewart was immoral in acting on information that the general public didn't have access to. Stewart then must have known that she was in the wrong because she took precautionary measures to cover her tracks. Stewart broke a code of ethics that the general population finds necessary to follow. While many people say that white-collar crime is victimless, the actions of Martha Stewart affected many people. As Stewart was forced to deal with the legal drama for over 2 years, during which she couldn't operate her own company, she indicated that she was saddened that many people had suffered, people had lost jobs. In the midst of the 2000s, which were riddled with fraudulent corporate activity, Martha Stewart's was one that shocked the world. Garnering attention worldwide, it served to increase awareness about the growing trend of misuse of executive power. Overshadowed by the spotlight placed on Stewart's case was the fact that Waxel, the former CEO of ImClone, was sentenced to 7 years in prison on an assortment of charges including securities fraud. Ironically, Erbitux, the cancer treatment drug whose FDA rejection sparked the ensuing legal drama, was approved a short time later.